Good morning, everyone. Well, as I say, another morning and another result from Southern Cross Gold. This time it's a doozy. It's the best hole that we have on the property. It's hole 82. It was a hole we sort of put up there in highlights that we'd seen some visible gold in it, and it came back and exceeded expectations. We drilled 331 meters at 6.8 grams gold, or 7.1 grams gold equivalent. That was made up of 18 high-grade structures. The hole went around about 1,160 meters depth. It was over 700 meters of mineralization from start to finish. We got 3 of the top 5 drill results individually through the hole on the project: 68.5 meters at 4.8 gold, 13.1 meters at 91.7 grams gold, and 5 meters at 60.9 grams gold. Just staggering stuff. The stats are a bit mind-numbing. 7 intervals assayed greater than 100 grams. We saw up to 4,190 grams gold, so the highest grades on the property. It was the deepest mineralization that we've also encountered down more than a kilometre depth, so also the deepest mineralization on the property. It was just one of those holes, clearly one of the best holes on the ASX this year. It superseded 77B, which was our previous best hole that we announced 3 or 4 weeks ago. And quite incredibly, it was on average a 200 meter down dip extension from 77B. So we drilled 77B here, and on average it was 200 meters step out into virgin territory, and completely open below hole 82. So a lot of follow-up to come, but this system is delivering in spades. I'll just have to move my head because there's so much gold in the sample behind me. This was from upper parts of the hole around 400 meters. That's the 4,000 plus grams, so nearly 0.5% gold. And you don't need to see my mug here when you can see beautiful gold like that. This intersection itself that I'm referring to was actually a new vein, an undrilled vein, the furthest western vein on the Rising Sun project that up until now was blind near surface, and then somewhere below surface it started, and we hit it down around 400 meters. It's incredible in itself. The other thing that you may notice, it is quite shallow in terms of what we've generally seen. We see these epizonal systems change because of pressure and temperature around about 700 or 800 meters in Victoria. That's what made the Swan Zone at Fosterville, which is down the road, or at Costerfield, where they're starting to see their uber high grades with visible gold. But this one is a lot shallower than we've seen at depth, which just really opens up the opportunity that these high grades, the telescoping of these high grades, can be seen closer to surface than the 700 or 800 meters that we were predicting. And that's not so unusual. These systems change along their strike. There's different pressures and temperatures as we go along, but economically or potentially the potential economics could become even more favorable here if we find more of this material near surface, of course. So a great result in itself. The other key point in any gold deposit is the continuity and predictability of gold. Now, this is a big step out, 82, but we hit the veins where we predicted. We now have one of the veins, the main Rising Sun vein, that extends from surface down to 550 meters. And we've got a cross-section of that vein in our press release. That shows great continuity, and it's been drilled out down the down dip orientation and somewhat along strike. But we're going to be victims of our own success here, because we're just continuing to make this bigger and bigger. So hole 82 is just extended the system. It's completely open. Have a look at the long section in the press release. It's completely open, down dip and to the west. So we have to balance off the infill drilling that this will require and the extension drilling, if you like. So remembering our three strategies are to make it bigger by increasing the volume, focusing on the very high grades, which we're doing, and that strategy seems to be working in spades, especially with hole 82 and following up on 77B. And then the district scale nature, which was our last press release, that gets a bit lost. But now we've got high grade gold drilled with the same geological context over that 8+ kilometre trend. We've drilled 54 holes this year for about 24 kilometres of drilling. We've stated that we have a drill program planned and budgeted for through to April. That's another 19 kilometres of drilling to come. So a hell of a lot more drilling to come. We've got 18 drill holes in the lab or being geologically logged and 4 drill holes that we're currently drilling now. So there's always news flow coming from Sunday Creek. So always keep your eyes on the news flow. Lots more to come. Keep your eyes open. What we're going to do is look at the Verify model, which is available on our website for those of you who want to understand more detail on what we're doing, which is all the three-dimensional data from the project. You can turn layers off and spin the model yourself. This is just starting with a bit of hole 82, and you can see this is a bit of drill core. It's about 40 centimeters across there. You can see all this high grade gold, and everything that is yellow literally is gold in here. It's a little piece, about a 20 centimeter piece of drill core that you can rotate around. Most importantly, we could just spin away from that, and there's the bit of drill core from 77B. Really detailed little bits of core, but so much gold here. Again, everything that sparkles is literally gold. You know, we've got red circle bits, but there's other bits through here that you can see. So there's gold in these locations. Now, just how does that translate? We can see this simple model now. We can see hole 77, the piece of drill core that came from there is right here, and this is 82 here. The yellow holes are the ones that we've still got waiting in the lab. The pink dots are the plus 20 gram hits that are from assayed holes along those black traces. So now we can start to see here, we've drilled down to 1 kilometre. As you can see, that the vertical scale, this scale's about 1.2 kilometres around the top. And then you can see some of the old workings also through here. This is Golden Dyke down at 180 metres depth. Beneath this massive pink dots through here was the Apollo mine out through here, which is about 100 metres depth. So we can see as we rotate this model around that there's a lot of high grade, the pink dots. There's a lot of yellow in and around those pink dots. But most importantly, I think you want to know where simply the higher grades came from. So if we just take the surface off and take some of those pink dots off, you can see now that the better drill hole intersections that we've got is all from 82 up on this side through here. So this is hole 82 through here, and this is hole 77 through here, 77B. So the mineralization is essentially vertical. We can see that. So that is the 200-meter step out that we were talking about. On average, you see it gets further apart as you go down at depth. So it's closer near the surface, which is about 160 meters at the upper levels and about 290 meters as you get down to the deeper levels. So they're the two key holes. There's some amazing super high grades that have come out of this deposit and starting to come out. So that's what we can see here now. Thinner zones, but incredibly high grade. So these are the hole 82 results down on this side again that you can see. 0.3 at 400, 0.2 at 4,000 plus grams, 0.9 at 400, 0.9 at 350, 0.4 at 350. Notwithstanding, here's some of the results from 77B, 0.4 at 593. There's a 0.4 at 200 odd grams there. Earlier holes up here, 0.3 at 326. And etc. So the grades are across the mineralization. They're more focused, not near surface, as you can see, but this was the key result, the higher grade there in 82, and you can see it's forming a lot closer to surface than the 700 meters that we thought it originally did. So just putting those pink dots back on that we were talking about before, plus 20 gram hits of the pink, you can see the veins now. So if we just look at how this mineralization works, we're going to look in plan view. So we're looking down from the sky down, and the mineralized host, the enveloping surface, trends basically east-west. That's what we call our rails of the ladder. So that's where all the gold is hosted. It's dipping to the north steeply, about 80 degrees, and then the very high grades are in these northwest vein sets that are in this orientation. And that's what we call the rungs of our ladder. And the ladder extends from surface right down through into the ground to about 1 kilometer depth. So those blue rungs are represented, when I go back into the 3 dimensions, by these gray veins. And now, if you remember where we were looking before, you can see this was hole 77B. This is hole 82. Nice big step out, nothing in between. We have this hole that is being drilled as we speak. So it's a planned hole that is ongoing. And you can see the continuity of those rungs of the ladder between the 2 holes, which we were very pleased to see. You can see also the deepest mineralization, I think, here on the property down here in hole 82, which is over 1 kilometer from surface. And we had this hole over here in Apollo, drilled a month or 2 ago, that was similar depths, but not quite as deep. So the system is extending to great depths, not as many holes down there. But the other key point that we talked about also is that we've got these great holes, but they're open in this orientation. So you can see this is where we need to go into this area to continue to drill. You can see also that there's a hell of a lot of undrilled areas. If we just rotate this just around a bit more, so we're looking more to the north. Sorry, just a bit overshot then. The key focus, of course, will be to drill down dip from these areas, but we still have a hell of a lot of area undrilled through here. Lots of infill to be in here, devil in the detail here, and the system extending out this way for 8 kilometers where we drilled high grades out through there. So a system really in the making, very early days in terms of its discovery. There's a lot more to come from here, a lot more drill holes that are in the lab right now. We're fully funded, fully permitted, and we've got an elephant by the tail, I think, is how it's best said. So that's, I think, a very good summary. Encourage you to go and manipulate the model to really understand it for those who are inclined to do so.